When a friend moved 3 hours north of San Francisco, she called her new county BYOB. Bring your own boyfriend, she said. There isn't much to choose from out here. This threat, that away from the city the pickings are slim and old and toothless, is the basis for half of my resistance to living the simple life. The other half has to do with finding gainful employment, but impoverishment aside, if just one farmer could convince me that I wouldn't be socially isolated and perpetually single, I would strongly consider moving to the country. I would rent an old farmhouse and serve homemade bread on heavy plates. I would wear muck boots out to feed the animals and pluck chickens at a long oak table. I would do all the sun-soaked open-air things I do not do now, and that I'm sure, mostly sure, I would be happier if I did. The fear is that in exchange for a sense of purpose and homegrown vegetables, I'd be stranded. I'd have nature and elderly neighbors and no one else. After a while of pressing violets between sheets of wax paper, I'd have to adopt a cat and then another. And yet, how many nights have I passed in the city, alone cooking dinner and alone eating it? How many times have I resented 3 p.m. on a Saturday because it was 6 hours from 9 p.m. on a Saturday when I would self-medicate with Masterpiece Theater and online personality tests? So yes, when I started driving down country roads to interview farmers about love, I was also secretly asking them to teach me about loneliness. How do I try for the life I want when I'm not sure if anyone will join me? Since I moved to San Francisco, I've been renting cars and dialing long distance to talk to men and women of the land. Single farmers, hitch farmers, divorce farmers, farmers swooning over the guy who can keep the bed warm and the vegetable bed weeded, and farmers who'd say they'd rather give a goat an enema than give more time to romance. They tell me about keeping a relationship together in the stress of high season. We commiserate about sloppy dates. So far, my research hasn't revealed any foolproof strategies for attracting a soulmate or avoiding a dud. Agrarian love lives seem as uncertain as any other kind. The BYOB box is simply hard to check, and I'm starting to wonder if a brave woman wouldn't just skip it. Go forth, she'd say. Stop pickling in your own juices and start building some arm muscle, feeding pigs and ripping up weeds. Find the place you want to be and be there. And if it's a bust, you can always write a book.